to my heart, Holy Spirit, message of love to encourage me, lifting my heart from despair, how you love me and care for me, Lord, just speak to my heart, speak to my heart, Holy Spirit, give me the words that will bring to life, words on the wings of the morning, the dark clouds will fade away if you speak to my heart, speak to my heart, Holy Spirit, message of love to encourage me, lifting my heart from despair, how you love me and care for me, Lord, just speak to my heart, speak to my heart, speak to my heart, speak to my heart, speak to my heart. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone. I'll never go on my own. Just let your spirit guide and let your word abide. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone. I'll never go on my own. Just let your spirit guide and let your word abide. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone. I'll never go on my own. Just let your spirit guide and let your word abide. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone. I'll never go on my own. Just let your spirit guide and let your word abide. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone. I'll never go on my own. Just let your spirit guide and let your word abide. Speak to my heart, Lord. Give me your holy word. If I can't hear from you, then I'll know what to do. I won't go alone.
Hi family, welcome back to another week with Mama's Knee. I am your host, Minister Iris Winters. How are you? Good to see you. Question: is obedience better than sacrifice? How would you answer that as a child and now as an adult? It's something to think about, because as a child, you had to listen. As an adult, you think you have a choice. Obedience, is it better than sacrifice? Think about it. Come on back and we'll chit. family, question. Obedience, is it better than sacrifice? When I think of obedience, I equate obedience to Abba, my father, when I was a child and I was obedient to my earthly parents. I equate obedience to my children, being me, to Iris, being the Heavenly Father. We want our children to listen to us, but we don't always listen to Abba. Let's just be real. And when I also think about obedience, I think about why sometimes we're not as blessed as we should be. Because I think we like to know, when God gives us instructions, we want to know from the beginning to the end. Sometimes God does do that. Sometimes it's, I said to go here. Once you go here, you'll get directions for the next, step by step. But we can't do that because we have to know the end of a thing. We got to know how it's going to turn out. That's like if you bake a cake, you can't do this. You can't bake it and then put the eggs in it after it's done. You see, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's kind of crazy, but we'll do things like that. When I was rearing my older 4 children, I would give them instructions. And my mom always taught me, when my son was first born, he's 2, give him 2 instructions. He was smart, gave him 3 instructions, he would do that. By the time this child was 10, 11, 12, he could look, it's like a book. He would know it. But I always had some children that would do exactly what you said. Then I had some, they wouldn't. Perfect example. Listen to what I'm going to say. This is what I would say to my children. Go upstairs, look in my room, on my dresser, get whatever I needed at that time. One of my children would do exactly what I said. They wouldn't look to the left, to the right. They wouldn't get discombobulated. They didn't listen to the other siblings saying, she said to do this and do that. They didn't get thrown off by what else they saw in my room. I had one child that could never do that because they were listening to these instructions. Go upstairs, look in my room, on the dresser. First of all, you just said too much, Mom. Well, you're thinking to your child, I want to see how well you follow instructions. Now, my room's upstairs. My dresser's in my room. So take all those things out. Just, all right, trust me, go in the room and look, this is what she wants to look for. Take the meat. What is it that she wanted on her dresser? Point blank, period. But for some people, they need to know step by step to get to a thing. Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you who I love in the Bible. When you talk about obedience, because none of us would be able to do the thing that Abraham did. First of all, when he told him just to go, we got to have a GPS. We can't just go. Like me, I can get in a car by myself. And because getting to wherever I'm getting to, I'm thinking about all the things that I will see, all the new ways that I may learn. And I understand that. Driving today is totally different. But we need to know step by step by step. My husband likes to drive and know step by step by step, but he wants to know them right then and, like, okay, if you turn left, I want to know what's going to happen after I turn left. Where me, I'm just listening. It says to turn left. And we end up getting lost because my husband can't wait and do it step by step. We miss God's blessings because we don't listen and do it as he tells us. He just told you to go to this place. He didn't tell you what to do when you got there. He'll give you instructions when you get there. But because he didn't, we're not even going to go. Is obedience better than sacrifice? He puts things in orders for us in 1 Corinthians 14:4. But all things be done in decency and order. You can't get out of line, can't get out of step with God. I'm not saying that he doesn't bless us, but sometimes it's like the wilderness. What should have took me 4 hours to do something, it's now taking me 2 days because I wanted to do things my way. Because my flesh overpowered me. The unknown, the fearful. The anxious are fearful for anything. So in doing obedience, we learn a lot of things. We learn that the steps of man are established by the Lord when he designs in his way. His way. Step by step, if God told you to do something, would you think the thing through? See, there's a lot of out-of-the-box thinkers. Me. Well, if I go here and I do this but that's not what I said. Come on now. Parents, come on now. This is like when we talk to our children. It's the exact same thing. I have one son. As a child, if you told him to do this, this, and this, he did it. So I was like, yo, he's amazing. God, thank you. I got one child now. But why and when and how? And I want to get upset with him, but in my mind, that was me as a child. I just knew never to ever question my mother. But because you want to know, you want to control, your fear of not knowing, or you don't trust me that I'm telling you the right way. Same thing with God. Is sacrifice worth it? I want to be obedient. I want to know that when he says, see, I am sitting before you today, a blessing and a curse. The blessing if you obey the commands of the Lord your God that I'm giving you today. The curse is you disobey the commands of the Lord your God and turn away that I command you today by following other gods. We're a God to ourselves. We listen to family, friends. We'll follow somebody on social media. We'll listen to the banker. We'll listen to everybody. But Abba, step by step, just listen. Look, first of all, I couldn't be like Abraham. You ain't nowhere in the world you're going to sacrifice my who? And do what? That's obedience. And look how he blessed him. Even in the fact that Isaac came to be. He told him that he was going to do that. But you have to listen. Is obedience better than sacrifice? We dislike as people when we tell our children, young and old, nieces and nephews, anybody. Even sometimes when children, we tell our parents stuff, they think they know everything because they're the parent. My kids would tell me. My one said, well, go ahead, Mom, go ahead. Because I think because I'm older, I know. No, out of the mouth of babes. Step by step, just do what God told you to do. Don't figure it out. If he showed you, that's fine. If he didn't, he told you to go to this place, go. If he told you to tithe this, do it. He already knows that you feel you cannot make that sacrifice. Watch how he blesses you. Watch how he curses you. It's like, oh, I'm going to heaven because I was obedient. Okay, what's in your crown? It ain't sparkly, it ain't blinging, it ain't nothing. You got a crown though. Yay! Is obedience. It is better than sacrifice. Imagine how Abraham felt. I'm getting the wood. I'm telling these people, stand back. I'll be back. I couldn't do that. And maybe that's why I'm at where I'm at. Because that's what we say. God, I couldn't do that. And how about when God shows you a thing, shows you a good portion of what he is about to do, and you still don't? Obedience. Is it better than sacrifice? I want to be obedient. Here's something that I learned this week in obedience. And I am learning it day by day. Not just to God, but also to my spouse. Because, ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. Listen. So me and my husband, we were having a discussion of something to do. And my husband didn't want to do it like we first talked about. Like he knew this is how the plan was going to go. I was heated because I'm learning to be obedient to my husband and to my father. I was livid. Inside, I'm steaming. I am steaming like, this is not going to go the way he thinks it's going to go. The whole bit, doing all of that inside. And I'm thinking, be angry, but sin not. Don't have an attitude. Don't go walk past them and not speak. Do exactly what he said. It's not going to work out that way, and it's going to cost us this kind of money and everything. It was so hard. I went in my bathroom and I just talked to God. I went to bed. I did not think of it. I did not think of case scenarios. I did not have a plan B. I listened. I listened to what God said was going to be in this decision already. He just asked me to be obedient. But what if I had missed it? Because in a man's way, in the world's way, this was not going to work, just wasn't going to work. I had to trust and believe that God had already told me it was going to be okay. And I'm glad that my obedience was definitely better than the sacrifice. My husband took care of that business, got a call the next day, and I said, thank you, God. Because I'm going to tell you, if Iris would have done it her way, it wouldn't have worked like that. I am working on being a godly wife. It's about time. It's never too late. And God rewarded that obedience to him and to my husband. So I said it to my husband, and my husband said, being obedient to me for what? Why are you going to start now? Okay, I'm going to take that, because Iris always had to do things her way. So I'm at a place in my life, and I'm like, God, this is not happening. This is not happening. But I had to remember a prayer. God said, do this. But God, I don't want to do that, and I'm shy, and I can't really do that. Do this. I am here right now because of obedience. Because Iris didn't want to do it because Iris has a lisp. So did Moses. Iris didn't want to do this because I don't like this and I don't like that. But because of my obedience, there's things that's been poured into me. See, we think it's all about one thing. And God sees the bigger picture. It's not just about this podcast. It's just not about full gospel. It's just not about Iris. But it's about somebody pouring into me, teaching me, that I had to look back and go, wow, Look at how I'm hearing you, God, and seeing you in a different way. If I wasn't obedient and my brother did not speak into my life, obedience is better than sacrifice. Based on your fears, you don't want to do something. Based on you not trusting God. How about throwing caution to the wind? Okay, you told me to go here. I'm here. Tune in, listen, and watch, and he'll show you everything else for the next step. Just wait. But we'll follow people on Instagram, all them other platforms. We'll listen to people about finances, about God, about the Bible, but we won't follow and listen to him. Step by step, you don't have to know the end to a thing. My child did not need to know when they went upstairs the end to something. Just follow and listen to my words. Because of his disobedience and not listening, he missed the gift that I had on my dresser for him. Because of your disobedience and you wanting to do things your way, you're going to miss the blessing. You'll miss the gift. And then he'll have to teach you that obedience is better than sacrifice. Not saying that he doesn't bless you, because he does. But why go 40 years when you could have went 12 months? Think about Abraham, because he did the darn thing. Just do it, step by step. We don't always have to know the end to a thing. I hear you, and yes. I always say to my children when I'm talking to them, I only need to hear 2 words. And what I need to hear from them is yes, ma'am. No rebuttal, no, none of that. I don't need to hear your thoughts. When I'm sure, I'm sure. This is not a dialogue. This is a monologue. I have spoken. Abba has spoken. Hirsch, do the thing. Obedience. And wait to see what journey and pathway he has you on. You'll be surprised of what you learn, what he imparts in you, the people that he's already set, because he's already set this up. He already knows how it's going to happen, but you and your brilliant self, you didn't go to A, you went that way. So now you got to go all the way around to come back to here. All that pain. But he turns it out for your good. But that don't mean it's a good thing to do it. Go the right way. He says go right, you go right. He says to sit, you sit. He says to go, go. Be still and know that I am God. Do nothing. Just be still. Know that I got you. I hate when I tell my kid I'm going to do something. He's going to keep on asking me, what the world? Really? But don't we do that to God? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Oh, but I'm going to go to this person. I'm going to get what they say, what they got to say. I'm going to go to that person. I am that I am. I have spoken and I have told you. And I have to learn that because God speaks to me in my journal and I write. I don't need to go ask Sarah. I don't got to go ask Joe. He said it. I have to believe and trust. He is my GPS. He is my GPS. Sometimes we have to be disciplined. We have to believe. Stop following wrong and follow right. Get that word for yourself. Hear God. Be obedient. Be an Abraham. Unto death. That's obedience. We wouldn't want to kill a plant or a dog. We definitely don't want to kill our kids. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people killing their kids, and God didn't ask them to sacrifice nothing. Sacrifice, obedience, hearing, wisdom, knowledge, patience, perseverance. Yeah. May your sacrifice be worth the obedience. May your obedience be your thank you to God. Worship Him, showing Him glory. I believe you and I trust you. You got me, G. Yeah, that's where I'm at today. I love you. Thank you for spending time here with me on Mama's Name. Obedience. Come back next week. Obedience. Until then, family, love you. Bye.